was any come our channel, so I'll say GH Politics Avenue. Podcast also trending because make headlines. And the agenda na be examo. Mr. say yanko a year in Simu. Now Solomon Owusu communication director Emma a year movement for change. Now Unia what me aspect venom on Afenyo markings ni be all year just recently. Now what check say ebeya yen kana nuntum kra. Yen kana nuntum said be ya for your markets. Sebia so nsi ben nyado ne nsem bia ohuni se ensem hu ena odi no papa no yebi mbetimi asilence na enye asem koto akra na sase musi na black rasta nso asoma otum nchina yagemra edibi exumo besra wo se wuria yenko eye nsem foni.
Story number 1. Watch this. Silence Afenyo marking now. And this is Solomon Owusu. Solomon Owusu is the guy whose photograph you see here. He's a very vocal member of Alan Chermatin's new party, which metamorphosed from the butterfly all the way to the UP. This is the guy we are talking about. I love him. When he speaks from his heart, not from his stomach. This is a guy who fires without looking back. He is not afraid of the shadows that lurk in the dark. This is the man with a story. He's a man who loves Ghana. He's a man who wants to see Ghana prosper. He is patriotic. I love him. People like that are my friends. He's called Solomon Owusu. Now, Solomon Owusu was on our sister station and he spoke. My brother, my sister, he was angry. And all the news portals in Ghana carried it. He thinks that Afenyo marking is becoming untouchable in the political landscape of Ghana. And who is Alexander Afenyo marking? This is the guy. He is the minority. In fact, the micro to the umpteenth time minority leader in parliament. To be able to see this micro minority in parliament, you need, in fact, binoculars. In fact, you need a telescope. My brother, my sister, this is the leader of that micro minority in parliament. Their numbers are so small that you will need magnifying glasses to see them right there in the parliament of Ghana. And for him, making noise is enough to gather all the fans around you. He's been making noise for some time now, threatening judges and doing so many things, my brother, my sister, contrary to the beautiful, decorous laws of this nation. This is Osahin Alexander Afenyo marking. He's a member of parliament. My brother, my sister, and the leader of the micro minority in parliament. Now, Solomon Nkansa spoke. I beg your pardon, Solomon Owusu spoke. Oh my God. And he spoke from the bottom of his heart. He spoke on TV. What did he say? Why is it that the media houses in Ghana have all of a sudden gone to the gallery with it? Everybody is talking about this. And it looks like a lot of people are agreeing with him. First and foremost, let's go into the beautiful studios of TV and listen to him. Watch this.
He says history will be consequential.
So please, can you allow him to make his argument?
History will be consequential to Afenyo markings. History will be so fair to Afenyo markings. History will be so kind to that honorable Afenyo markings.
Yes.
Does Afenyo markings really deserves that accolade, that title honorable? Does he deserves it?
Why not?
And who is an honorable person? An honorable person is a person who is principled, who says something yesterday and repeats same today. no matter the conditions. Now I've sent your station and you yourself a video, and before I proceed, I want you to play that video, else we can't do this show. So that we tell.
Why you have the editorial discretion to all of us?
You came here to make your point. Did you have anything to say to all of us? But I insist.
I have.
I insist. I want to test. I want to test.
What's the video about?
The video is about whether or not Afenyo Markin is an honorable person based on his position
Whether
today.
he's consistent.
Very well. And to be an honorable
Which era was the video?
This was in 2024 in Parliament.
What's the point? You want us to play so you compare or what?
Compare and then use it to, as it were, checkmate the very argument that you made.
What we just
Yeah, exactly. And it's very important. Please do for your viewers and your listeners to see, so that it's not me saying it, and that we will hear from the horse's own mouth, Afenyo, his position.
What he said then.
Yeah, what he said then and what his position is today, and whether or not we can call him as an honorable person. It's as simple as that. You know, we are debasing our politics. The very position that Afenyo holds has been held by J.H. Mensah, has been held by Papa Owusu, has been held by Abraham Edu, has been held by Felix Owusu, and has been held by J. Mensah. If this was how they were behaving, I'm not sure any people would have crossed the 18th mark.
Oh, you can't say.
You
He's
must-
a long-standing member of parliament and
long what?
a legal practitioner.
No, and by the way, the people of the Futu must take you from this. You know, being a member of parliament goes from doling out handouts. You understand? I just gave you the Jolobi. If you are not going to play Jolobi, you say it well, you even know it. I just gave you the instance of the Jolobi. Now, let's even go beyond this whole...
You're insisting we should play
You have to play that video. It's very important. So that we are all clear in our minds. So that your viewers, you are educating your viewers.
No,
this is a public document. This is a public video. No, this is a public document that you can play. Why are you not comfortable with the video? Have you seen the video? But have you seen the video? But have you seen the video? Why are you checking?
The last time I gave video,
you never gave anybody a video. You only give.
Okay, you give.
So why are you stampeding the video?
no.
Why are you stampeding the video? No, but you have to play.
So editorial decision. The video will not be played.
It will not be played.
Yes.
All right, no problem. But
no, so why
afterwards, come to my wall. I'll play it for you free of charge. Yeah.
This is Solomon Nkansa. I beg your pardon. Solomon Owusu. There's an NDC communicator called Solomon Nkansa. So sometimes the two names just come in and out. But this man here is called Solomon Owusu. He's a member of the UP. They used to be called the Butterfly Party. Oh yes, Afafanto. My brother, my sister. And his boss is Alan Chermanting, a former member of the NPP. Now it's a breakaway faction. My brother, since they broke away from the NPP, they have vehemently been on the case of the NPP for all the good reasons. Now, any member of the party should sit back and think twice. It is a party that let Ghana down. Yes, let Ghana down. A party that amassed so much debt. My brother, my sister, for the first time in the history of Ghana, people who gave money to Ghana in trust to use for business and give them money later, bondholders and beyond, they were let down. They were given unprofessional haircuts in a certain dirty demon known as the DDEP, the Domestic Debt Exchange Program. To many who do not understand that, it's very simple to understand. Now we have people who buy bonds. What does it mean to buy bonds? You loan your money to the government of Ghana. The government of Ghana uses your money to do business. Right after that, you go back and take your money plus the interest that would accrue to that. That is what is called a bond. And normally it comes in different stages depending on what kind of bond you have. Some of it may mature in just 1 month, some 1 year, some 4 years, some 5 years. My brother, my sister, when these pensioners finally went into retirement and went to take their money, they were given a rude awakening. The government said, there is no money. Those of you who were supposed to get your money today, you will get that in 25 years. And this man sitting here is about 80 years. Come back when you are 105 years and take your money. Those who were 60, at least were lucky. They will come back in about 25 years when they are about 85 years old to be able to take their money. My brother, my sister, it was one of the worst crimes we could visit on our elderly people. Most of them went into early graves, never forgiving us and cursing us. That is why today some of us are going through a lot of problems. That's why a lot of these NPP members have cancer. Cancers that cannot even be traced in any medical dictionary. Cancers of the esophagus. Cancers of the medulla oblongata. Cancers of the scrotum. Cancers of the testicles. Cancers that have no names, yet they are cancers. Because of what we did to these elderly folks of our nation. My brother, my sister, this is Solomon Owusu talking. He was a member of that party that visited the elderly with heinous crimes. They looked at all these things and said, morality and good conscience will not allow them to continue jogging with these demons. So they broke away. Today he's talking. He thinks Afenyo marking is untouchable or behaving like he's untouchable and therefore must be silenced. He talked about a certain video. We got in contact with him and asked him what video he was talking about. He was kind enough to send us the video. We want you to watch the video. It's a video that has made the rounds in the past. But he insisted that that video should be played on TV. They didn't play it, but we'll play it. This is Afenyo marking in Parliament. Watch this.
I would want to say that it's a day to celebrate the judiciary. Yes, Mr. Speaker. Except that, Mr. Speaker, we have to be very consistent as a political class in our celebration of the judiciary. Mr. Speaker, I agree with the position taken by the Honorable Ďraǧ. No executive arm of government can manipulate the judiciary arm of the realm. Mr. Speaker, it must never be said, that the judiciary is under the control of the executive. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Ďraǧ is a courtroom practitioner, just as I am. You were a courtroom practitioner. One of the things that we were taught at the bar was to accept the decisions of the court. And when we are not happy, we should go up. And that is how we enrich the law. Let us understand that there are situations where we disagree. And even when we disagree, the language, the approach is essential. Mr. Speaker, an impression is being created that the Supreme Court of Ghana is only there to handle partisan political cases. It is not so. Mr. Speaker, if you disagree with the system, use the system to correct it.
It's a matter of constitutional, interpretation, and the court has given it verdict. We should all respect it and move on. Thank you very much. Solomon Owusu made it clear. To qualify to be called an honorable, you must be principled. You must stick to what you say. And if you want to change the goalposts, give us a reason why that is necessary. This is a man with no credibility. A man who doesn't care how people look at him because he's a figment of his own demonic imagination. Can I tell you more? You watch the tape. This was July 2024 when they were in power. He was the majority leader in parliament. Look how plump he was. Now in opposition, he's looking like a thread that has just fallen. from Venus. He tells you a lot of stories, and I'll keep that for another day. I don't like this guy. My brother, my sister, and I agree with Solomon Owusu, he's behaving like he's untouchable. And that is a sin in our democracy. It's gone beyond the crime. It's a sin against our ancestors. If a man cannot stick to his words, if a man will be that cowardly and swallow his own vomit, then we are in trouble. Everybody knows that a lot of politicians are nothing but the beacons of lies, preserves of lies, reservoirs of a plethora of lies. And he's one of those. We saw him in July 2024 as marked in that video. Say that under no circumstances should anybody in this country and beyond ever say that the judiciary is controlled by the executive. To those who think these are big terms, we will break it down. Under no circumstances should anybody say the law courts, the judiciary, are controlled by the executive, the president and his people. My brother, my sister, and he insisted that it was something that should never, ever be talked about in this country. And we saw him come out of court and still insisting that the judiciary is very independent of the executive. And where our democracy has reached, there is no way, under no circumstances, the courts can be controlled by the president and his people, the executive controlling the judiciary. This was what he said. All of a sudden, we see him call a certain judge an illiterate of the law. Yet, he knows that it is the biggest insult you could ever mete out to the so-called learned colleagues or the learned people. Lawyers call each other learned colleagues. So if a man calls a lawyer, a judge, a legal practitioner, illiterate of the law, it means he has made nonsense of your career right from the beginning all the way to the end. It's worse than telling a doctor that he does not know the difference between a syringe and a needle. My brother, my sister, he used unprintable words on the judge of Circuit Court 9. After calling him an illiterate, he said he will disrespect him every day. He will give him no respect. And this man, the only time I saw him pull back his words and apologize was when the Honorable Interior Minister, Muntaka Mubarak, called him out in Parliament. He said, we discussed this back door and we agreed that we'll have a solution to this. Let's work together. Then you bring it out in public a few minutes later and make it look like, what really do you want to achieve? Embarrassingly, he came back and pulled it back. My brother, my sister, this is crazy. Afenyo spoke. And when he spoke, what did he say? The laws of the nation are not working. Right now, the judges are all political judges. Abronye goes ahead to repeat the same things and add his own. That the judge, apart from being an illiterate judge, does not even know his grammar. He's full of grammatical errors. He's a political judge, and that they will soon deal with him. My brother, my sister, I honestly don't know why this guy has not been cited for contempt yet. It looks like in our country, some people are more equal than others, and it's a shame. If the courts can be quick to hold on to Abronye and leave the bigger Abronye, then I wonder what kind of democracy we have. Afenyo Markin is truly untouchable. He slapped a policeman on duty 3 times in the full glare of the camera. Full glare. We all saw it. We heard the sound, and it was like a thunderbolt. What happened to him? He didn't even have the courtesy to apologize to the poor policeman, less than twice his age. My younger brother, it was out of anger. I'm sorry, forgive me. Let's go have a drink. No, the demon that he is and wants to be called an honorable, maybe you can call him an honorable demon. My brother, my sister, I am so angry. I don't.
We ain't some who team cause or channel so. My man was so Jim Red. I sent us over in the Dumbi Edomania. Unia, you have a sign as soon.